What's up, ladies? I'm Scott. I'm a Virgo. I like long walks on the beach. My idea of a good time is a bottle of wine under the moonlight, and oh shit, this is the wrong video. Hi, Linz. Hey, babe. How you doing? Hope you're having fun in your shower. I guess this is a little game that the girls have set up, and it's, I guess, how well do we know each other, or how bad can they make me look? So I hope you're having a good time, and bear with me, and let's answer these questions. You look beautiful, by the way. So the first question is, where was our first date? Our first date was, I thought, a little weird at first, because I picked you up and we went to the CAW hall, and it was like a reptile kind of function that was going on, where they had all sorts of lizards and snakes and all these weird creatures, and you really wanted to go. So I thought, okay, you know what, it's a little strange, but sure, that's what you want to do. So I picked you up and we went there and we had a good time, and it was a really good time. And then afterwards we were hungry because it was actually a day date, so we were, I think after the reptile, we both wanted some lunch, and I said, I know a good place. So I took you to a place called Frajoli's in the Falls, and it's a burrito place where you kind of make your own burrito, and the burritos are honestly about that big and can weigh up to about 2 or 3 pounds sometimes. So I took Lindsay there, and that's, I think, where I thought, wow, I have something special here, because Lindsay actually ordered the large burrito and ate the whole thing and actually finished hers before mine. And I thought, wow, that's impressive. This girl likes to eat, and that's very important to me. And for those of you that know me and have had dinner with me, you know that I like my food. So that was a great first date, and I was really impressed by how much she could eat. I was like, wow, I have something special here. So that was a good time. It was a long time ago. Question number 2 is, who was the first person to say I love you? Well, that was a little weird, because I think we were both scared to maybe say it. So we always used to do a thing called, what we say, I like you, I like you a lot, and then you sent me, I don't know, some kind of, I remember it was a joke or something like that. But I'd have to say that you were the first one to say, I love you, and then I followed it right away after, and I'm glad we got that out of the way, because, well, I did love you, and I was scared to say it. So you said it first. Remember that. Question number 3. Is Lindsay more like her mom or her dad? Well, that's pretty much a no-brainer. I mean, you and Connie, hi Connie, you guys are identical. The way you talk, the way you laugh, just the way you look. She's definitely a mama's girl, but she has her way. She's like her dad a little bit, but I'd have to say that she is more like Connie, and those two are together. They're a lot of fun. They're a hoot. So, question number 4. What excuse do I use most frequently? I would have to say that I don't like to think I make excuses, but if I did have to make an answer, I like to say that you're always on me with your lists, and you always make these little lists for me to get done, and you got to do this, you got to do that, and I'm so much more laid back than you. But I'd have to say my number one excuse, I always say, yeah, babe, don't worry, I'll get it done. Stop stressing out, I'll get it done. So that for me would be probably my laid back, what you like to say, laissez-faire attitude, and I always say, yeah, stop, I'll get it done. That's my excuse. And it always does get done. Question number 5. If I ever called Lindsay from jail, which of your friends would be with you? I'm pretty sure that Lindsay's going to say that anytime I leave the house to go out with some buddies, there's a good chance that we're going to end up in jail. So it could be any one of my friends. But if I had to narrow it down, I say that she would have to say it's going to be my best man, Robert Skorsky. And to be honest, we've already been there before. Me and him spent the night in the drunk tank many, many years ago. So yeah, anyone you see me and Rob together, you would you know exactly why she's going to say Rob Skorsky. So yeah, that was an interesting night. Next question, question number 6. What was the one moment you were thankful Lindsay forgave you for? There's probably so many because I like to mess up a lot, but I think the one that stands out the most, it was early in our relationship. We were actually at a friend's wedding. Well, I was in the wedding party, and we were still relatively new. It was the first time for Lindsay meeting a lot of other of my friends and everything, and it was just one of those days, and I accidentally, sorry Linz, I'm sorry for bringing this up, I accidentally introduced Lindsay to a couple of our friends. I actually introduced her as my ex-girlfriend's name. So, needless to say, there was some definite damage control there, and it didn't go very well, but I still hear about that one from everyone that was at the wedding, and Lindsay, and she made me clear that I didn't forget it, because a few weeks later we had a separate wedding, and she actually got in the car and put on a name tag that said, "Hello, my name is Lindsay," so that it didn't happen again. So I'm sorry about that again, and thank you for forgiving me, and it will never happen again. I promise. Number 7. Who was the first to meet the other's parents? This one was, I remember when I met John and Connie. It was a little nerve-wracking. I was terrified, but I didn't meet them first. I remember Lindsay actually met my parents first, and I know she wasn't too happy about it because it was one of those days where back early in our relationship we would go out, and pretty sure we tied a good one on that night. Went out, I think we went downtown, or we were somewhere partying pretty good, and and the next morning I picked her up and I convinced her, let's go to my sister's house. I want you to meet my sister. My sister's cool. You got to meet her. We'll go for breakfast. So pretty sure we were pretty hungover. You were a little more hungover than me.